Falmouth Drive and moved us to a beautiful, another podunk community like this one. I say that respectfully. And that was in Easton, Connecticut. It was all farm type, farm community, and only one little convenience corner store that was in there, a country store. But growing up, I say my father was a wonderful provider. However, my father was not really good at parenting. For some reason, my father seemed to reject me right from the very beginning. And I never understood why. You know, I had my mother, who was a wonderful woman. My father never played ball or sports with me. I had no idea how the game of football worked, basketball, baseball. I was always the last person to be chosen on the school teams. And, you know, boys would always make fun of me because I didn't know how to be a boy. I didn't know how to relate to why my father never really did things with me. My mother was like a woman running into a burning house. My mom became my mother and father figure for me. She tried to save Stevie. That's what, or my name was Yanko, actually, back then. She used to call me. So, now, again, I might not have known how to, you know, throw hoops or hit the ball, but let me tell you something. I could sew one mean pair of curtains, double lined, tassels, and all that. My mother taught me how to sew. She did the best that she could. It was non-gender conforming, but listen, there's nothing wrong with that. However, I was picked on most of my life because I didn't fit in with the other boys. And so I hung around more with girls. Girls were a safer place for me. And again, always being teased at school, called queer, faggot, sissy, you know, those type of names. But what hurt even more is when my father began calling me those names. You know, always putting me down at family functions, telling me, you know, I was stupid, no good. And I never understood why my father treated me that way when he clearly loved my sister, and my little brother was the apple of my father's eye. You see, my brother carried my father's name. My father's name was Robert. My younger brother's name is Robert Jr. So, as I began to get older, when my father sold the tape measure and hit it big with that, he moved us to the new community. He built a beautiful house. And again, my father was a little bit eccentric. If you've ever seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the crazy inventor, that was like my dad. And my father, we went roller skating one time, and my father built a roller skating rink in our basement. Literally a roller skating rink, bigger than this church. And we had disco lights, a jukebox. We had everything, like financially or physically, we could ever ask for. But for me, the thing that I wanted most was I wanted my father's love, his attention, his affection, his approval. And I always struggled to not only get that, but I was an overachiever. Something you'll find that's very common many times with gay men. You know, some gay men are the most amazing, creative, wonderful people of all. But I was trying to get my father just to say, you know, Steve, you did a good job. You know, you're doing wonderful. Never any kind of words like that. But when we moved to the new community, I prayed and hoped that the teasing and the taunting would stop. And it wasn't long before it continued and caught on. However, when we did move there, something traumatic happened to me, which I never shared with my mother or my father, and that was I was molested by another man when I was 11 years old. Now, again, not growing up in a Christian home, but when I was molested, I knew nothing about sex. When I woke up and found this guy on top of me, I was so afraid I should have knocked the guy's teeth out. I did nothing. And of course, for years, I carried with me that, you know what? I did nothing. It was my fault. I'm the guilty one. I must be gay. I must be queer because I let it happen. So I sunk into my artwork. I was more quiet, listening to music, never really doing a lot of things with kids my own age. I ended up going off to an all-boy Catholic school afterwards where, first, wrong place to send someone who's struggling with homosexuality. And I hate to say back then, a number of the priests were molesting some of the boys. I was not one of them, but all of those priests are in jail or dead right now from that school. I tried dating girls, and you know how they always say you marry your mother? Listen, as much as I loved my mother, I did not want to marry a rough, foul-mouthed biker chick, okay? I loved my mother, but that's not what I wanted. But all of my girlfriends turned out to be like that. I couldn't understand it. So I remember one time coming home, my dad had been drinking and he was sitting on the couch, and my mother was a beautiful woman. I mean, she was stunning. And I remember my father